Hello, everyone. It's John Benson back for day 25. We're 25 days into Persuade and Profit Live here on Facebook. And today is the second part of our advertorial series by request, by the way. We had a whopping two. It was two. Two was enough. So advertorials it is. And I love advertorials because they're just so much fun to dissect. And they're a wealth of copy. You can use everything I'm going to share with you in a sales letter, in a VSL. Of course, you can use it in email. It's got a lot of the principles we've already talked about in it. I'm going to show you where those principles are today, where the primary cause is, where the primary solutions are, where all that stuff is going to be in here today. And we're going to dissect this as we go along. So again, I am John Benson. If you don't know me, I am known as the $1 Billion Copy Coach because I've helped people make over $1 billion with my sales copy, which is a pretty cool thing to have to say. So hello, guys. Thank you for coming on again. Love to see your smiling faces here. So cool. We're going to let some people come on here a little quickly. And then as you come on, I do want to keep this reminder up in case you do want to follow me on Messenger so you can get my incredibly weird John Bot messages. They're going to keep you entertained for sure. And also we can keep you abreast of what's going on. Like when we're going to do the next Facebook Live, we're considering doing all sorts of things. I'm going to ask you guys at the end of this session today what you want to do, how you want this to proceed forward. We're thinking about doing I was thinking about doing 7-minute copy segments. So 7 minutes a day, like kind of like my 7-minute muscle brand. So 7-minute copy in a sense, and showing like really quick 7-minute tips that you can use. We're thinking about doing all sorts of things. So we're going to have some comments here as soon as we get everybody on live. So I'm waiting for my staff. I'm making sure that everybody's here. Hey, what's going on here? Interesting. Thank you for letting us know here. So Leanne, if you can find out about what's going on. No bot message today. Don't know. It's all new to me, man, except for the copywriting part of it, of course, but the technology is all new to me. So we're figuring this out as we go along. So, yes, and Francis, you're right. The avatar is a very powerful medium. I want to make sure, hey, what's going on, Alexander? I want to make sure that you guys understand this before we dive in. A couple of things. Number one, the comment contest is still on. So we're going to choose the next winner on Thursday. Next winner gets to be the fourth person on a four-person call with me, 90 minutes. It's $2,500 bonus just for commenting, saying cool stuff. We're just going to take the cool stuff, no one said anything like non-cool yet. So we're all good. But just in case someone said, hi, 16 times, it's not going to count. But it's fun. And hopefully one of you guys will win. So we got that going on. And then we got one more thing to say before we dive into this. There's a lot of stuff in this one that is definitely not compliant in this is back in the 80s, okay? Back in today's day and age, no way some of this would be compliant because it's financial claims. Okay, what I'm going to show you is some of the techniques that they're using to A, build persuasion, B, build trust, etc. Ignore the, you can make X amount of money, you can do some of that kind of stuff now, and we can get into that after the advertorial, but there's not a lot of it that you can do anymore. But the persuasion tactics in here are still every bit as valid. Everybody cool with that? This is not a legal thing. Check with your doctor, check with your lawyer, check with your priest, whatever you want to check with. I'm not an attorney, so I'm just here to give you the cool persuasion tips. All right, let's dive into this. I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully I'm going to share my screen and you guys can see this thing right here. Okay, awesome. I'm going to hide this so you can not see that. Awesome. Okay, I can see everything today. How cool is that? All right, so I love this headline, the $12,000 secret of an Ohio housewife. It's a great headline and a couple of reasons why. Okay, first of all, it's money. Anytime you put a $sign in a headline, you're going to get attention, but it's an Ohio housewife. Now, if I had to do this today, I would make this right here a dynamic variable. So if someone was in Ohio, they would see Ohio. If someone was in, Texas, they would see Texas. Assuming that, and this is very important, assuming that the state isn't part of the claim. So in other words, never lie about something that's part of your claim. If it doesn't matter where she's from, then it doesn't matter. Okay. But there's one other element in this headline that stuck out to me like a sore thumb. And it's the word housewife. And it's funny because I turned the comments on here because there's a really cool website where we're pulling these from where they have a lot of swipe files. And this is what other people have commented on. And a lot of people that are committing these comments just miss some of the parts that I'm pulling out. I'm not saying, I'm so much better than them. I'm just wondering why they missed it. Why no one's commented on this. But housewife. Now, if you think about where they're going, this is a make money at home. A housewife is the one. Think about who's reading the magazine. Mostly housewives reading this particular magazine. Second of all, this is someone who's already got a full-time job. She's a housewife. That's not someone that's sitting around watching soap operas. If you've ever done that before, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot more to it, right? And they could have kids at home. They could be managing the house. It still is a very noble career, and it's a $12,000 secret. Notice the price is realistic. It's realistic. We'll give you the site for this when we're done here. I don't have it off the top of my head, but I will give it to you when we're done here. So if Leanne or Liana's on, they can give it to you as well. So, but thanks for asking that, Bogan. Just remind me at the end of the deal. All right, so I can see the comments now because I figured out how to do this, guys. It only took me 25 times to figure out how to do this. So let's get into this. So do you notice there's all sorts of framing in this headline? Really awesome framing. Just really awesome framing. Okay, have you tried to make an honest dollar? Have you tried to make an honest dollar at home lately? My wife and I did. Now, what's really interesting is this should really scream at you. Who's writing the story? Do you remember we played with this yesterday? It's like there was a twist in the headline. You thought it was negative. It ended up being positive. Okay, this is not the housewife writing the story. This is the husband. So what are they doing here? This is duality in gender. This is, in other words, we're covering all of our bases. I'm going to talk to men because I'm a guy. Most guys listen to guys. And all of a sudden, but it's about a woman and it's about a housewife. So I've really covered my bases here, and I've done it in 2 sentences. So again, I want to really emphasize how, just look for how many short sentences these folks are using. I don't know who wrote this, by the way. If someone does know, let me know. I'm not a copy historian. I don't think it's the same guy, but maybe so. Maybe it might be. Maybe it is Wickeser. Maybe it is the same guy. So my bad. Somebody tell me. But it looks like and feels like the same guy. I just picked 2 that I thought were really cool. Okay, my wife and I did, and we found ourselves flooded with bogus envelopes, stuffing, schemes, party plans. And so in other words, now notice this right off the bat. Please notice this. My wife and I did, and a whole bunch of really negative stuff. Okay, but this is positive. Make an honest dollar at home lately. Push-pull duality. You see it now because I pointed this out for 25 days straight. 25 days straight that I pointed this out, but they're not pointing this out in here. I'm dissecting stuff line by line. I don't know why they're not, but that's cool. maybe they can't do it. I don't know. Maybe this meaning it's a technical problem, but yeah, duality. So you got push pull, honest dollar at home, very positive. My wife and I did, and we found ourselves flooded with bogus. That's negative. There's a pattern to this stuff, folks. And that's underneath all the dynamic blueprints that we talked about from Email Copy Pro. That's all underneath the surface. These patterns are all underneath the surface. Then several years ago at a bridge party. Okay, what is that? We're diving into a story, right? We go right into a story. Notice the stories come so fast in advertorials. It's really about a story. Okay, so there, I can't. Again, this is too long to dissect every word of copy, but I'm going to give you the big points. Right. One of the guests began discussing a very different and special home money project. The secret whispered across the table. Now that's my favorite part. So it wasn't like I stumbled across something, which I've used that before. Copywriters I know. I mean, that's one of a very common line. But this is a secret. And you can almost hear Jordan Belfort doing this, the Wolf of Wall Street guy. Because when Jordan was doing his sales call, he'd always go, yeah, this is Jordan Belfort. Now, the reason I'm calling you today. And he would come down in his voice, like he's going to tell you a secret. And that's what they're doing here, just with words. It's really quite brilliant. Okay, there's a secret being whispered across the table. We discussed the idea. We decided to try it. Okay, the project kept us busy for 4 hours a week. We used our dining room as an office. Now, this is very important here. They tried all these other failed attempts. They're right down here. Now, they tried this 4 hours a week. So it's not like it took me 10 minutes a week. It's not unrealistic. 4 hours a week. Okay. We used our dining room as an office. So they get rid of something and the people are thinking, well, I don't have room. We have a small house. So we used our dining room. At first, our income was small. Isn't the same thing we saw yesterday? The income was small. Remember that yesterday it was like, at first I only lost a few pounds and I got really frustrated. About $65. But as the weeks passed, we began to make hundreds of dollars each week, all at home. Now, this is where it gets, to me, it goes from good copy to samurai. I use the word samurai because ninjas, I can't say the word, ninjas, it rhymes with wussies. But I'm having to march my language on Facebook. But ninjas are not the bad, they're truly great warriors. It's the samurai. That's why my copy isn't ninja, it's samurai, baby. So samurai copy is right here. This is where you get samurai. Our money project is moral, honest, and downright enjoyable. And it's 100% your own. It doesn't involve working for anyone else. Okay, they have covered so much territory in this two or three sentence part of this paragraph. Our money project in quotes. Okay, so where does your eye go? Money project. It's like boom. You can't help but see that, right? It's moral. They start with moral. Now, this is important because again, who is your audience? The people, when you think of making money, especially making money at home, or just making money. When I start talking to you about, hey, you need to sell harder. You need to really close the sale. There's a part of you, and be honest with me, there's a part of you right now that's going, money, root of all evil. We're imprinted with this stuff about money, rich people, eat the rich. We've got this, and you may not consciously believe any of that. You may consciously know that the verse is actually the love of money, but nonetheless, you may know that that's not true for you. That money is just a tool that you use to increase. I say it's a tool used to leverage happiness. Is my phrase. So you guys can take that phrase and use it for yourself. Money is a tool to use to leverage happiness. It won't buy happiness, but it leverages the crap out of it. It gives you a lot of places to take that happiness, man. And it makes you, as Tony Robbins says, it allows you to arrive at your problems in style. It doesn't erase the problems, but allows you to arrive at them in style. So those are my two favorite quotes on money. But right off the bat, moral. How about that? It's moral, honest, downright enjoyable, covers all. Okay, it's fun and it's honest and it's ethical right off the bat. But rather than saying ethical would have been the wrong word choice. It would have been the wrong word there. Ethical is too triggering. Moral is that's a stroke of genius. That really is. I mean, this guy's a great writer. That word was chosen very cautiously. I guarantee you. I wouldn't be surprised if he went back and forth on what word to use there. Now, that's how nuanced some of these really top, and I'm one of them. We get really nuanced on words, right? Now, I don't write advertorials, but obviously I could if I wanted to. But when we write sales copy, we can agonize over a word. I should do it probably more often than I do. They're really my favorite copywriters all do. Now, I explained the project to my mother. Now, right off the bat, okay. I didn't tell my best friend, who happens to be an accountant. I told my mom in Akron, Ohio, 71 years old, lived by herself. What is this? Is this painting a 71-year-old grandmother living by herself, right? She's probably a grandmother, right? Curiosity grew. I talked with an Ohio housewife who's been earning thousands of dollars a year over 6 years. So we're just now getting into more and more proof. Okay, over 6 years, she's earning thousands of dollars. She provides a needed service to her neighbors. No one comes to her home right off the bat. Look at all the objections. Well, I don't want to own a home business because people come. No one comes to your home. She only uses her telephone. I don't have to buy any equipment. She makes up to $100 a week spare time. Okay, so it's not like a fortune, but it's enough to really, $100 a week back in 1983 or 1980, that was, what was that? Probably about $400 a week now, or $300, something like that. Not bad. It's enough to make you, well, if she's doing it and she's like 70, maybe I can do even better. Okay. Her service is so simple that almost anyone can start the same project in just 9 days. And that was very important. It's great to talk about your clients. It's great to talk about your success stories, but really great testimonials always have a bookend to them. It's like, hey, if Sheila can do it, you can do it. I'm not knocking on Sheila, but she had 6 kids and this and this and this. Hey, if she can do it, I think you can do it. So this is what they're saying. Or the system's so simple. Hey, it's not just Sheila that's success. I'm making up the name Sheila. Sheila's not the only one. It's so simple that really anyone can do this, and they can do it in just 9 days. Now, again, 9 days. It's not 7 days. It's not 14 days. It's an odd number. Are you following me? Are you grooving with me? Yesterday, remember the guarantee was like 32 days or something like that? Yeah, this is real good stuff, really golden stuff. Okay, a woman in Pennsylvania, $300 a week, all in cash. So what they're doing really here is you never have to cash a check, right? So he wrote out every objection someone would have. I don't have a bank account. Like, what if that's an objection? I don't have a bank account. Like, I don't have a bank. I don't want to go cash checks because they probably do have a bank account. Well, this is all in cash. But what else does that subtly say? A brownie to anyone that gets this. What else does that subtly say? And I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it does subtly say it. And I want you to learn how to subtly say things. Okay. You're building some subconscious presuppositions. Now, there's presuppositions where it's like where we've already talked about what those are and how you can build presuppositions. This is a subconscious presupposition. I don't think I've ever heard that term before, but that's really what this is. It's all in cash. Yeah, that's one. So there's a long. That's funny. I'm going to read Bogan's comments. Makes the money feels like, but there's something else. It's all in cash. And there's no taxes. I know this is really under the radar, folks, but yeah, there's no taxes. no tan. Yeah, right. Well, it's stripper money, for lack of better words, right? It's all in cash. It's like you get stuff underneath. So this is really appealing to someone that doesn't trust banks or that doesn't want to pay taxes. So that's a subtle, completely ethical way of doing that, by the way. So they're not saying, oh, don't pay tax on it. I want you to see these techniques because they're extremely important. The same thing down here, important notice. Okay, now we'll get to that at the very end. Oregon housewife husband team started the same project we did. They're just more and more like testimonials. And then notice that the money starts getting a little larger, $14,000. For example, a California couple, $14,000 in 5 months. Now, this is one of my favorite lines. Again, these data are accurate or we couldn't and wouldn't print them. So they're saying, look, you could say, look, everything I'm telling you is the truth. That's a weak way of saying this. If I say, look, this data, the data are accurate. The data doesn't lie. We couldn't print it if it wasn't accurate. That's just a way of saying, look, this is accurate. We couldn't even print. I love that we couldn't print it if it wasn't lying. So the next testimonial that you give that's accurate, you can say, look, these testimonials are 100% accurate. Otherwise, we couldn't print it. It's against the law. That's one of the best like social proof solidifiers that I've ever seen. Simple little statement. Now, all the what is it? We're down here to the we're all through the same process that we've been through. We go through the what it isn't. It isn't a quick rich kid. You won't need money to begin with. You don't need a car. You don't need youth. Boy, that's a good one, right? Maturity and experience are excellent assets. Yeah, that's really well written. You don't need youth because who's reading this? People probably in their 50s, 60s are thinking, well, I'm too old to start this. You have to go through every single objection, and they do it here. They do it here. They do it here, again here, all three columns. We put everything inside, every secret into a simple guide. It's called the $12,000 housewife. That's literally what they call it. Now, I do want you to notice this. Because remember what I pointed out yesterday? I notice all the weird stuff, guys. You have to bear with me. I notice everything. It's like when it comes to copy, I'm kind of weird like this because I've been dissecting copy line by line for 7 years. I'm the only guy I know that has to do this for a living, that has to build it into a machine. I mean, that's really tough to do, folks. That's really tough to do. So I've gotten fairly good at this. $14,000. Again, where is this in relationship to the rest of the copy? Do you think he added a bullet here so this would be on the top line? Yes, he did. Absolutely, he did. I don't know this guy, but if I could talk to him, yes, they want this right here. Gross income of over $14,000, all earned at home, right above this. This is not an accident, folks. Your eye, it tends to go center, left. Here's how you read. Center, you're going to the left, you're going to scroll right over to the right. This is not accidental. You can use this stuff in your sales letters. You can use it in how you position testimonials, where you put the testimonials, where you put claims like this. Okay. Now, this is cool. Obviously, this is exceptional income. What you make will be largely up to you. Okay, that's the caveat. But the income potential is staggering. So that's just a great way to just, again, you ease the claims. You have to ease the claims. Look, this isn't going to work for everyone. This is exceptional. I love how he said it though. Like these results are not typical is how most people do. But now, please notice the wording here. How many of you have heard these results are not typical? That's on almost every disclaimer. Look how he did it. This is exceptional income. There's not a single negative statement in here. So where you want to be negative is in the stories, is in the pain. Where you never want to be negative, excuse my use of never, is here. This is exceptional income. This is the income you make is largely up to you. Well, those are both positive statements. It's really killer. I'm pretty sure the copywriter is Weckeser, so I'm fairly sure it's the same guy as yesterday. Okay, so very good stuff, right? Very, very good stuff. So how to start, This is cool. Isn't a quick order. You don't need money to begin with. All that stuff. You don't need a car. We've already been through that. 9 days, all through the guide. Try this test. Do you think this was accidental? That this happens to be at the top of the third column. Notice how he starts. When your materials are, I don't even have to ask you what this is. What this is. So, and by the way, somebody has asked this. It was not today. I think it was a couple of days ago. It's like, would you dissect one? I could dissect one of my letters down to every single line. I've done it many times, and I will do this. We're going to close out the Persuade and Profit Live with me looking at a couple of the huge letters that I've written that have made millions of dollars, and show you. You'll see all this kind of stuff. Now, I'm learning stuff, by the way. If you think I'm not saying, oh, I've already done all this. No, man, I'm learning tons of stuff here, man. Tons of stuff. I'm hopefully going to always be a student. Love this. Try this test when your materials arrive. Presupposition out the wazoo, man. Presupposition. When your materials arrive, select just one money project, the one you like best. Try it for 6 months. Remember to begin slowly. See how easy that is? At the end of this trial period, examine your income. If you're not fully satisfied, return your. It's one of the super guarantee. Try this test. Please hear this. It's not try this product. It's not try this product on me even, which I think is a good one. This is much better. Try this test. It's a test. It's just a little test. When your materials arrive, total presupposition, 6-month money back guarantee. To prove you can make extra money at home, positive this is just flooded with positive language. Order your guide. That's an NLP command. 3 words. Order your guide. Keep it for up to 6 months. That gives you time to actually try the project for yourself. Now, it's really interesting. Try a project rather than try the service or try the product. Try a project for yourself. Interesting choices of words. If you're not satisfied, just return it or refund you, no hassles, etc. That's pretty standard bullet point. If you're still skeptical, now you've seen me do this 1,000 times. If you follow any of my BSLs, if you've read anything, I close with, look, if you're still skeptical, and I go into Samurai Q&A, what can he do here? If you're still skeptical, feel free to post-date your check 45 days. Same trick you used last time. That way, it's not cash flow for a month and a half. This right here, I will promise you, because I know somebody else who writes in advertorials, doubled their conversions, if not more. Post-date the dadgum check. Post-date it. We can't cash it for 45 days. I mean, I almost wish I could take checks. I almost wish I could. Because, they know that, look, try it. If you're not satisfied, return the material so they actually have to do something, and then we'll return your uncashed check. I can guarantee you 5% of the people return the materials if they did nothing with them. Now, I'm not a fan of that. I want to try to get everyone that ever bought Accelerator, everyone that bought Email Copy Pro, everyone that's ever bought any book I've ever written. I like to badger you into using it. And anyone that knows me, anyone that follows me, knows that how far that I go to this extreme. Like, we do 2 coaching calls a month live. I'm about to start doing the live coaching call once a month myself. I had to stop doing them because I got tied up with another project, but I love it. I'm going to keep doing it because that's how dedicated I am to making sure that you follow through. If there's a question that you have, either Leanne or I will answer it live. Okay. And we're doing obviously all these Facebook Lives. So come on, folks. I mean, if that won't get you to do it, then next thing I could do is literally walk over to your house and go, okay, I'm coming in here with, I'm going to chain you to your chair. And we're going to go through this together. That's the only thing I could do further, right? But so we can't help that. But you still need to make the most amount of sales you can. It's stupid to leave money on the table because one of these people wouldn't have bought it because of this, and actually followed through with it. That's who I'm looking for. So that's such a great guarantee. That's such a great guarantee. There may be a way to do that one with credit cards. We'll have that conversation afterwards. So, oh, by the way, we're located here. Here's our physical address, blah, 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 our bank references. So they just every single thing, down to here's our phone number. There's everything's taken off the table. If you can have all of that stuff, it just relieves every single thing that you can think of. Now, the last thing I want to dive into is these last 2 quick things. Okay, this is the infamous order. You got the order block here, right? So the order block is really interesting. Send me my guaranteed copy. What? Guaranteed copy? Well, here's what you can do, folks. You can't guarantee that they're going to make money. You can say, I guarantee this will work for you, or I'll send you your money back, but you can't guarantee your money. But notice he used the word guarantee. Send me my guaranteed copy. Think about that. Yes, Paul, you have to be an Email Copy Pro customer to get access to coaching calls, but I'm going to talk to you about that in a few moments, man. Yeah, that's only for our customers, but these calls are free. So, and for everyone. So, but look at that, semi-guaranteed copy. So what could you put? Could you put the word guaranteed in front of your product? Absolutely. Send me my guaranteed copy. Send me my guaranteed my guaranteed access to Email Copy Pro. Well, send me my guaranteed copy of something is even better because it's like, it just puts what it's called priming, folks. That's the name of the psychological term here. It's called priming. So guaranteed, it puts the word in your head. It's used out of context and it works brilliantly. Okay, entitled the $12,000 Housewife, 6-month trial period, if any time, blah, 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 no delays. Also, I may post date my check. Again, this is written, I would put quotation marks around this. I'm not sure why you didn't, but I would. On that basis, I'm enclosing $9.95, et cetera, et cetera. So the rest of it's pretty straightforward. Now, last thing, important notice, all data presented here or are supported by correspondence and bank records on file. Now, if you're going to make financial claims, this is the way to do it. We've got bank records. All money projects described are independent. They do not involve you or any commercial work at home schemes or businesses that you must be able to deal with. All money you receive will be your own. Okay, if you're going to have to put something in a box where people look at it, look at this. Important notice, we have all the bank records and all the money you make, you keep. So if you have to do that, if you have to say, the above, examples are, exceptional examples above, that, but they didn't involve any diet pills or plans, and you get to, and the results that you can keep for life. I mean, I'm just giving you some examples there. That's how you could use this in copy. You know what I'm saying? So that is the walkthrough of the $12,000 Housewife. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to come over to the back over to the solo area, and again, you can follow me here on Messenger, which will follow me everywhere by typing in "join me," and you can meet my big blue alter ego if you haven't done that already, which is kind of fun. And that's a great way to get. Also, if you're interested to, I think was it Paul mentioned coaching calls. If you're interested in it, Paul, you can grab Email Copy Pro, but you should probably do it through the Join Me link because we do have a special going on during these Facebook Lives. That's cheaper than what we have on our homepage. So you can get that information, or just ping me here, and either I'll respond to you or one of our team will, and we can get you access for that. So great. Let's take some questions here. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So Boca says it's cool and it implies that there's more than one money project. Yeah, I didn't catch that. Thank you. I did not catch that. It does imply there's more than one. Yeah. Very good. Very good. See, we keep learning stuff from each other. That's an awesome comment. So awesome. Okay. So Tom wrote in, I'm going to cover myself up again. That's okay. It's possible to try a very effective advertorial in health space, say ED, for example, without making any claims. ED, I've written for. Okay. I wrote the top ED letter. I wrote the top VSL for ED that we know of. And I can't say who it was for. I can't say who it was for. I can say what the product was, but they couldn't run it. They ran the guys I wrote it for. And these guys have got, one of their VSLs does $50 million a year. I mean, insane money, right? And he took Accelerator and wrote it right out of Accelerator. It's one of my best testimonials, and it is right out of Accelerator. It's really awesome. And he's super good, super smart writer. And they hired me to write because they wanted to say, we want to get a fresh take on this, and it's going to be an ED product. And I'd never written an ED product before. I didn't know that much about it, and fortunately. So I decided to do a little research, and not much because I don't like to. So I don't do research. I just don't do research. Somebody else is going to have to do any sort of research. I do the story. I do the hook. I do the setup. That's what I'm really good at. And man, this thing came together in one day. I flew to New York. I was up there for 2 days. We wrote the whole thing in a day and tweaked it in the second day. And that thing went on to be, he said, it converts better than any VSL we've ever done. And the hook we came up with, I got to say, it's probably my best hook ever. The hook was so good, it became a physical product. I do say so myself. So I'm proud of that one. Unfortunately, this guy has 200 merchant accounts, and maybe 10 would run it. He goes, if we could run it on all 200, if we could run it on platforms, it would kill everything that we've ever done. It's the best converting VSL I've ever seen. So unfortunately, so few people get to see it, and they've gotten a written format, and now I can't say what it is because I'm trying to make sure, I'm trying to listen to my staff here. They're saying, hey, you just Facebook will censor some, if you say certain things, they'll not allow you to use this. For example, we can't share this on paid traffic. So so more people can be exposed to me and hopefully start following me and of course become customers of mine, of course. So I can't tell you what it is, but I can text it I'll text it in the comments afterwards. How's that? I can't tell you because if I tell you, it's like, yeah. I don't know if I can comment. I mean, see if I don't even think I can comment on here. If anyone knows how to comment, let me know. But I will comment in the comments afterwards. I'll come in here afterwards. I'll say, here's the name of the product. And good luck finding the VSL. It's hard to find because they have it hidden behind all sorts of walls. They've been trying to protect the thing forever. But here's what I could do. I came up with a name of the concoction that this guy went to Peru and accidentally discovered. And it was Peruvian herbs and stuff. And that the Peruvian herb thing was, so I kind of came up with this whole different name for it. And the name I wrote as a total joke in the copy. I said, we're just going to call it this for now. It rhymes with stoner and starts with a B. Stoner brew. So with a B brew became, they loved the name so much and it stuck and everybody was laughing. Yeah, Tom knows that. Yeah, that's a killer one, man. Everybody's laughing and they actually created a product called Stoner Brew. I don't know, I get censored for saying stoner, I don't know. So yeah, and the whole thing was funny. It's like, I joked in the copy. I said, look, this guy was a 57-year-old history professor because I didn't want to be known as the stoner guy, the stoner doctor. And the next thing you know, Stoner Brew. And next thing you know, the thing just took off. So the importance of a primary solution and a hook, obviously Stoner Brew was the primary solution. Amazing. And it wasn't the name of the product. It became the name of the product later. It was that good on effective campaign. So that's my thing for it. So making claims. Oh man, we got around the whole making claims thing because we created a physical ebook product and gave the recipe for the Stoner Brew inside the product, but it became so huge they made it into a physical product. So much profit into it. So hope that answered that question, Tom. So again, people are asking, how do you do this without making claims? Are the fake stores legit and abattoirs? Yeah, you have to have the real claims. So here's how claims work. And again, you have to run this by a compliance attorney. I'm not an attorney. You need to run everything I say by an attorney. But if you're gonna do something like this, but the best way to make claims is, number one, you have three people that you have, three bodies that you have to appease. Number one, you have to appease the ad network. So if it's Facebook, you could be completely compliant with the FTC and the FDA and out with Facebook. Can't do anything about it, or out with Google, or out with whatever ad work, Taboola, whatever your ad, well, not Taboola probably, but whatever ad work you're going to use. So you have to comply to the ad network. But let's say that so once you do that, that's the very first thing that you should do, because once you do that, you're probably going to be safe. It's doubtful you can say something, and Facebook will say, yeah, no problem, and the FTC or FDA will go, oh, we're going to come after you. So how do you make these? How do you make these kind of claims exceptional? You have to tone them down sometimes. You can say things like, over here, I'm going to show the screen again. This California couple using the same project. You could probably get by with, like, said, we can't tell you how much they earned, but let's put it this way: they're going to enjoy their next vacation more than they ever have. So that's just clever ways of saying it. But it's not as powerful. There's no way that is as powerful. It's clever, but not powerful. So for financial claims, the only thing that I can advise you to do is to get with a compliance attorney and ask him currently, or her, what the current rules are. And write around those rules. And if someone knows those rules, by the way, because I don't write in the financial space, if someone knows those rules, I can tell you how you can bend them and how you can prime them. Like, I think you can say things like this, like I've used this to do X, and I'm an exception to the rule. Granted, I started the thing, but if I did X, maybe you could do Y or Z. I think you could probably say that. So that's hopefully answers that question. I know. And bear in mind, guys, please understand that I'm showing you this copy stuff to show out not how to make a money-making, advertorial, but how you can take the copy principles and make them work for yourself. I did write that. Yes. And that's my, Tom, you should know this because it's actually my voice. So I voice a lot of ESLs. So if you listen next, you'll hear it's my voice. And I think we did try a voiceover though. Oh, we did compete against the voiceover. I beat the voiceover, but I read the original one. I think it's still me. And it starts off without me. It starts off with somebody reading a kind of a preemptive thing, what we call a preamble. And then I go right into the story. So yeah, anyway, send it by your big blue alter ego. Exactly. I should let John Bot send it, man. John Bot. Okay. Terry says it's great the way you're breaking down the sentences. Thank you. I'm really hoping that this is helpful and not too pedantic and tedious for you guys. I love it, but it's what makes the copy work, and it's what we've done it's why Email Copy Pro works. The only reason it works is because we dissected sentences and made those sentences into copy blocks. It's the only reason it works. So just saying. Cool. Paul, thanks for joining us. Yes. And Paul, let me know if we can do anything to help you out there. And, oh yeah, I love this one. 6 months guarantee, strong, confident promise. Yeah. I'm going to close by saying this. The most effective testimonials you can give, or most effective guarantees you can give, are the longest guarantees. Now, every marketer I know says the same thing. If you can give a year guarantee or even a lifetime guarantee, do it. If you can do it. Most banks won't let you go like past 60 or 90 days though. And like ClickBank, 60 days, for example. So yeah. And it is a Weckeser too. So Ernest Weckeser. Yeah. So I don't know if that's his first name or not. I thought it was Bob. I think Bob Weckeser, but it's someone with the last name of Weckeser. Awesome, guys. Well, if you guys enjoyed this, we might do one more tomorrow because they're just so fun, and then dive into doing some of my own stuff with sales pages. We've already dissected the $50 million sales page. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, the way that this thing works here, if you want the $50 million sales page blueprint, let me tell you what $50 million means. What that means is I've written a sales letter that wrote it for Old School New Body. I took it and wrote that sales letter for 3 other sales letters, and those became $50 million offers. So that sales letters earned $50 million with the blueprint that I've outlined. This is all in my Facebook channel feed. So just scroll up and you can see the $50 million blueprint. You can get that blueprint for free in any of those other feeds. You can't do it here because we can only use the bot can only fire off on one feed. So, but you can scroll up and get it. And when you scroll up, you'll see exactly how to get it. You can type in a keyword and boom, it'll come to you, or it'll send you a link. You can go download it. So you can definitely get it there. I think there's if someone's on here right now, they can tell me the URL. I can tell the URL that they could go to, but I don't remember it. So you can definitely go there and check those out to get that. So cool. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And tomorrow's going to be a surprise. It might be an advertorial, might be my own copy, might be something else, but it's going to be fun. Hope you guys are loving this. See you guys tomorrow.